Guys, today's show is all about poor man's burnt ends. Stay tuned.
Alright everybody, my name's Tommy and this is the Gallery Backyard Barbecue, and that is about a 3.5 pound chuck roast, right? I did a cook last week with a poor man's brisket, and that was so good that today I'm going to do burnt ends, right? You see this chuck roast, the marbling, you'll have to cook this low and slow just to break that down, right? If you went hot and fast on this, you'd have a tough piece of meat. So what I'm going to do here is the same as the other one. I want a little kick in these burnt ends, right? So I'm going to go with a little spicy R, right? Uncle Steve's spicy R has a little bite. And I'm not going to use a binder on this, so what you want to do is you'll want to push it into the meat good and get a good stick. Next up is the Montreal steak seasoning, right? This is good stuff, and you can get this at any local market, of course. Like I said, you want to push that down good into the meat. You'll be fine. Sometimes I use a binder, sometimes I don't. And another thing I like to do there is to get the sides, right? I take the sides and I'll get all the overshake, right? And get that on the sides. Next up, I'm going to put a little black magic on this. It's a peppery seasoning, right? I'm layering flavors, of course. And last up is the some garlic powder, right? And again, I put a little stuff on the sides like that, a little overshake, you can say, right? And then I'll take my sides and kind of just put it in it, right? Get them sides good and good, right? The sides is just as important as the face of the meat, right? Or the bottom of the roast. And there you go. There you go. That's a good stuff. And I got my Rec-Tec pellet grill with some cherry smoke, and I got it at 225 degrees. I'm figuring on about a 3-4 hours till we hit the stall, and probably a 7-8 hour total cook time on these burnt ends. And of course I'll get my temp gauges in. The only time I'll open the hood to peek is when I spray it down, right, with some apple juice, and we're looking at the 3 hour time right there, a little spray. We're developing a nice bark at this point. There you go. That's a nice bark. That's a good looking bark right there. Good bark. That's the beauty of these pellet grills. You can basically set it and forget it, right? And now we're at the 4 hour mark. And again, I'll check for even cooking, right? Make sure everything's even. Give it a little spray down with my apple juice, right? And also my temperature is in the stall at about 4.5 hours. So what you want to do here is pull it and wrap it, right?
He said pull it.
And there you go. And again, that's about 4.5 hours in. And I'm wrapping with 2 sheets of peach paper. And I'll take a little beef broth and Just pour it a little bit around the meat, right? That's just going to help the steaming process break down those cartilages of fat inside the meat. Get it nice and pull apart tender, right? And now when you wrap this, you want a nice tight seal. I mean, you're not going to hurt the meat, right? So you want to make sure you bend it into the meat, get a nice tight seal. Then what I like to do is flip it over and wrap it from that side now, right? There you go. And now I've bumped that temperature on the Rec-Tec up to 240 degrees. And I'll roll that, probably take about another, I'm guessing about an hour and a half to 2 hours till we roll up into that 200 range, right? And that's about, I think it was about an hour and 75, right? So a little over 2 hours, And I believe our temperature up was about 197. That's a good stuff. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, and basically from here you want to get that bad boy on the cutting board, right? You're going to make some 1-inch cuts. You want to dice this up. I like about a 1x1s or a 1.5x1s. You'll try to get them as close as you can. You won't get them perfect, but that's okay, right? And basically here what you see I'm doing is just checking it, make sure there's not that much pull. And we're looking pretty good. I mean, you could slice this right now and eat it, but we're going for burnt ends, right? You can see that beautiful looking smoke ring. You see that bark is looking pretty good there. And there's our 1.5x1s. As we look to take this to the next step, right? I mean, look at that smoke ring. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. And you'll get some fat in there, but that's all good to go, right? You'll cut that up and you'll leave that in there. And again, you just want to get these about as close as you can, right? 1.5x1s, 1x1s, whatever. It's all good. All good. There you go. Alrighty, and from there you'll get them in a tin, right? You've seen this in other YouTube videos, I'm sure. And there's my little Molly Sunshine, looking for anything that may fall on the deck. And the first thing I like to do here is get some brown sugar. Now I don't measure, probably looking at about a good solid 1/4 cup. You know, just I just grab it and just sprinkle it on, right? There you go. Alrighty, and from there you go with your barbecue sauce. I'm going with a Bob sauce, which is a lighter sauce. not that thick of a sauce. Okay, I like this is good stuff, and this is going to be perfect for this dish. And next up, about a good half a stick of butter, right? You'll cut it up into pieces and sprinkle that around. And of course, on barbecue, I love honey, so I put the honey on a lot, right? So I'll sprinkle or pour or drip some honey down below. And then, of course, give it a good mix. There you go. And then get a nice seal on that with some aluminum foil, of course. Foil. And now I got my Rec-Tec up to the 250 to 2. You can go 250 to 275. I'm at 250. And now basically what you're looking to do is you're looking to break all that fat down, all those muscles down, and you want this toothpick tender, right? So you want the toothpick or whatever you're using to basically slide in and out with hardly any resistance. And as you can see, we got a little longer to go, right? All right, now they've been in for about a good solid half hour, so I'm going to pull the foil off and start getting that bark going again, right? Put a little bit more sweetness on there, right? A little more brown sugar on there. There you go. You know, brown sugar, honey, barbecue sauce. I mean, how could you go wrong? Get a little bit more of that Bob's Southern barbecue sauce on there. Give it a little makey, shaky, right? And those burnt ends are looking pretty good right there. There you go. Now we'll run them for about a half hour more at 250 and give them another test, right? Again, you don't want that much resistance, so you might get a little resistance, but you want to go through them things like butter at this point. So basically, every 10-15 minutes, I'll just give them another check, right? And we leave it unfoiled so we get that bark going again, right? That caramelization of that meat with that sugar. And now you can see we're running pretty good right through that pieces of meat. And I'd say we're just about done. Oh, yeah. And you know, that's meat candy right there. I mean, this thing's gonna melt in your mouth. Alrighty, and what we want to do is we want to get these bad boys in the house. There you go. Look at that. You see how that bark from leaving that tin foil off, they get a nice caramelization on top of that meat. That's a key. That's probably a good solid half hour or until you're a toothpick tender, right? When you're satisfied that you are, then you're at this step right here. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. Basically what I'll do here is I'll transfer them out to another tray or a little piece of Tupperware or whatever you got. Get them out of that grease. basically here you'll get yourself a spoon, right? Because you got a lot of bits and pieces, some candy bits and pieces in there, so you want to pour that over the meat for sure. You could see the breakdown where that butter was, so you don't want that greasy stuff, but you definitely want those. You want that good barbecue sauce with that honey and those, like I said, those pieces of meat. That's all good stuff. You want all that stuff. And now you're pretty much just left with that broken down butter. And I'll usually cover it for about 10-15 minutes, and here you go. And you could see as I pull put the toothpick in and out, I mean, it pretty much slides in pretty little bit. You get a little resistance here and there, but other than that, you're just going right in and out. That's what you're looking for. That stuff is going to melt right in your mouth. And I want to take you nice and close on this. And you could see how that meat just kind of rips apart. I mean, look at that fat in there. I mean, you put that on bread and forget about it. Wow. Let's bring it in closer, right? Man, you can't make this shit up. That's the consistency you're looking for right there. That is a sticky and deliciousness right there. I mean, you can't beat that. Jesus, that's meat candy right there. Oh yeah, that's meat candy. And let me tell you something. My wife, who's not a big sweet eater, she was all over this stuff. This stuff did not last long. And again, you see pretty much in and out like a butter, right? We're going to take you in there again for another look. Just kind of pull apart, right? And you can see the caramelization of that meat, the bark, right? That's that black that you see. All right, look, I'm going to take us out of this one. I want to thank my subscribers, right? New and old. This is a good cook. I hope you spend the $10-15 on a piece of meat and give it a shot. Listen, leave a comment, right? A thumbs up is always good, and we shall see you soon.